2013 OG Maverick oil leak. Just been getting worse and worse. I mean, this is 2023. Been leaking for a while. You know, it would never make the skid plates wet or anything. But it was, you'd had to add oil to it every 100 miles or something. It'd be, you're gonna be on the add mark. Last year, we're riding, and it started, it'd be on the very end of the stick, you know what I mean, like out of the cross hatches and everything. And it was making the bottom of the skid plate wet, so time to do the unthinkable, pull the engine out. And it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. I did as much research as I could, with the Can-Am forums and YouTube. A lot of people say, it's a seal. It's a seal right here. It seals your through shaft on the bottom of the engine. It keeps your motor oil in. There's a seal right, you can see the big seal right there. And there's an O-ring right here on the bottom. That O-ring seals your transmission. The O-ring seals right around this shiny collar right here. Right here. Keeps your oil in your transmission. And it allows oil, for this input shaft and all this to be lubricated. So if that seal, if that O-ring is bad, it lets your transmission oil leak out. It really didn't have anything to do with the engine. But now if the seal back here on your through shaft, if that seal is bad, it's going to let your engine oil leak. But I don't think it's going to go out on the ground. It's going to go into your transmission. So I'm thinking I got an oil leak somewhere else. The engine's still got all the oil in it, and I got it, I got it tilted up here, try to cause it to leak. It's taking me a few minutes to figure out where it's coming from. But it's actually this seal housing. Got 3 bolts here, 2, 3. And this seal housing is leaking right here. Right on the mating surface here, where seal housing mates to the engine. And you can see the oil. You can see I wiped it all off. You can see the oil leaking down right in here. You can see it's shiny. And you can see it. You can see a little bit. A little bit right here, leaking down. So it's really not it's not that seal, and it's not the O-ring. It's whatever kind of seal is on that seal housing, whether it's a paper gasket or RTV or whatever, but that's where it's leaking. And it's just been getting worse. But I don't think I would tear all this crap apart and not replace that seal and that O-ring. So I got my new parts, seal and O-ring before I even took it apart. But, like I said, I mean, if that O-ring's bad, it's gonna let your transmission oil just leak out on the ground. But the transmission was never low, we checked it. The engine is always low. But if that seal right there is bad, it's just going to let your engine oil go into your transmission. It's not necessarily going to come out on the ground. So I would say a lot of these Can-Am problems is with this housing right here, just where mine's leaking. So, for what it's worth, I think we figured out where it's leaking oil. Thanks for watching.